Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to a special housing report brought to you in association with ASB. Today we're going to have a look at rents in Auckland, partly because it's the biggest market, but also because many people say that there is a shortage of housing in Auckland, which is going to keep pressure up on house prices and on rents. Well, let's actually have a look at the numbers for rents for 3-bedroom houses and for 2-bedroom apartments in Auckland to see what's happened over recent years. Because this housing shortage, if anything, has gotten worse in the last year as the number of new houses being built has reduced, and also because of the leaky building problems that have hit so much of Auckland, which have taken supply out of the market. So let's actually look at what's happened to house prices over the last 2 to 3 years, and particularly in rents. Now let's have a look at the 3-bedroom rents. Now this is data from the Department of Building and Housing, so it's the most comprehensive up-to-date data we have on rents. Because whenever you put in a bond, you have to say what you're being paid, and the Department of Building and Housing, they record that. And you can see here that rents did increase through 2007, from around about the $380, $90 mark for a 3-bedroom house in Auckland to about the $450, $460 mark. But it's interesting. It really just plateaued out through late 2007 through 2008 and into 2009. Even though supply was short and getting shorter, apparently, rents didn't increase. Now that's even though interest rates increased for a lot of that period for landlords, and they wanted to pass on those higher costs. So what's going on here? Why haven't rents increased if we're short of supply and costs are increasing? Well, the capacity to pay basically hasn't changed. That's because rents are much more connected to underlying incomes than house prices are. House prices tend to be linked more to available finance and the amount of debt being pumped into the market. And that's why rents haven't increased. People simply can't afford it. And when they can't afford it, well, they go and live with a next door neighbour or the family or in the garage or whatever. If they can't afford it, they simply can't afford it. Now let's have a look at apartments, because slightly different situation here in that there has been, some say, a surplus of apartments, particularly in the CBD in Auckland in the last year or two after all these big buildings were put up. And you can see here that rents did increase through 2006 and 2007 for apartments in Auckland, but they too have plateaued out again through 2008 and 2009. Again, because incomes are really under a lot of pressure. There's unemployment increasing, and there's less overtime. It's much harder to increase your income and therefore pay a higher rent. And landlords are struggling to push through rent increases. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was a special housing report brought to you in association with ASB.